the Mifflin Bulldogs. We the Mifflin Bulldogs. We the Mifflin Bulldogs. We the Mifflin Bulldogs.
Mifflin. Mifflin Bulldogs gon' fight to the end. Bulldogging through all the competition. Piling up W's is the mission.
Good morning, Mifflin Middle School. This is Miss Colson, your principal, and today is Monday, October 19th. And we know on Monday it is Motivational Monday. And so last week, you probably enjoyed last week because it was really a short week for you, really, when it came to learning in your live Zoom sessions. And then Friday you had off because teachers had Professional Development Day. So I didn't get to wear my inspirational shirt on Friday like I typically do. So I decided to wear it for Motivational Monday. And so if you look at my shirt, it has on there lead, inspire, all different type of messages. But today we have a video with the late Kobe Bryant talking about failure. Listen to the video.
I always think that there's two types of players who love to win and players who hate to lose. Which one are you?
I'm neither.
Meaning?
Meaning that, you know, I play to figure things out. I play to learn something, right? Because I think if you play with a fear of failure, or you play with the will to win, or that supersedes the fear of failure, I think it's a weakness either way, right? Because if you play with the fear of failing, you'll have the pressure on yourself to play, to capitulate to that fear. If you play with the sense of I want to win, then you have the fear of what happens if you don't. But if you find common ground in the middle, in the center, then it doesn't matter. You're unfazed by either, right? And that enables you to really just stay in the moment, stay connected to it, and not feel anything other than what's in front of you. So I try to just be dead center.
So a lot of people in general are afraid of failure. How did you become one of those people who doesn't seem to be afraid of failing?
It doesn't exist. It's not existent. Seriously, what does failure mean? It doesn't exist. It's a figment of your imagination. What does it mean?
You're pulling a Jedi mind trick on me right now. I was like, does it exist?
No, I'm serious. I'm trying to think, how can I explain it? So, let's use happy endings, right? And then we can relate this to failure, why it's not existent. Everybody talks about, everybody wants a happy ending, right? Now let's go to the reality of it, right? Let's look at a fairy tale story. Let's look at Snow White. Mm-hmm. She gets a happy ending. She finds Prince, whatever, she goes on. She lives happily ever after. 2 months later, the fact is they had an argument and he's sleeping on the couch. Right? So the point is, the story continues. The story continues. So if you fail on Monday, the only way it's a failure on Monday is if you decide to not progress from that, right? So to me, that's why failure is not existent. Because, if I fail today, okay, I'm going to learn something from that failure and I'm going to try again on Tuesday. And I fail and I'm going to try again on Wednesday. So it doesn't exist.
You know what? Should my ratings go in the tank? That's exactly what I'm going to say to the boss. Hey, it doesn't exist.
Yeah, but you know what?
We should try it again on Thursday.
If your ratings go in the tank, and which they won't, but if they did, you had learned a valuable lesson. You had learned a bunch of ways of how not to make a show that sucks. So then the next one will be better than the last one, right?
So are you telling me then, let's just say all the career statistics that you've compiled, they all still exist, still play for the Lakers, and all of that still happens. If you finished your career without a championship, you would not have looked at that as a failure?
No, I would have looked at it as being extremely disappointed because I had a dream and I had goals that I wanted to accomplish, right? And if I don't accomplish those goals, I have to ask myself why, right? So from my position, the reason why I would not have accomplished those things is poor leadership, failure to communicate properly with my teammates to put them in positions to be successful, lack of preparation, all those things would be reasons why I don't win, right? So now, if that was the case, in my career, I have to sit and I have to analyze that. And then as I move and I evolve, post basketball into business or whatever, those same weaknesses are going to reveal themselves there, right? So if I don't learn from that, I'm going to struggle here too, right? So I can take those situations and learn from those and have them, make me a better person later in life. But if I don't take that stuff and apply that someplace else, then that's failing, which to me is the worst possible thing you could ever have, is to stop and to not learn.
So I hope you enjoyed that video with Kobe Bryant talking about failure. Now, what does failure mean to you? Do you believe what Kobe Bryant said, there's no such thing as failure? I want to get your thoughts about the entire video and if you believe there is a such thing as failure or not. So today, we're going to add somebody else to this whole email fund. You're going to email Mr. Josh Simmons your thoughts and your message on if you believe there's a such thing as failure. Hopefully you got something out of that video. Know that we're not all perfect, that we do fall short, but how do you pick yourself back up and reach your goals? So this week, get your message to Mr. Josh Simmons about what do you think the word failure means, or is there a such thing as failure? Please make sure you email that to Mr. Josh Simmons by Tuesday morning before your first class. Your first class starts at 8:30. Don't forget, email what you think failure means to you. Now, as you see, I'm in the auditorium, but I'm in a different location. We know this is the 8th grade section, this is the 7th grade section, but if you notice the decals on the floor, and I told you last week that we were getting ready to set up the building to receive staff and students in a safe, social distance manner. So if you were used to coming in the auditorium and coming down this way, you can no longer come down this ramp this way. This is the up ramp. And if you notice, we have dots in the rows to where you can sit at 6 feet apart. So at best, only like 3 people can sit in a row or 2 people can sit in a row. But if you notice, when you do come back to school, that in the auditorium is gonna look completely different. There won't be any morning town halls for the entire school. We're gonna do something a little bit differently, but you'll hear more about that the closer that we get to school. So last week we did Name That Tune on Tuesday because there was no school on Friday, and we have a winner this week because we did not have a winner last week. And this week we have Kylie Ortiz that guessed our 2 songs and our artist. Congratulations to Kylie. Make sure you email Mr. Marrero so you can figure out what day on Wednesday or Thursday between 11 and 2 that you want to come up here and pick up a prize off of our prize card. Congratulations again to Kylie. Now we have coming up, typically we would have an open house, but because we're in COVID still and we're in this pandemic, we're not going to have a traditional open house. What we're going to have is a drive-in movie. Now we had a drive-in movie scheduled back in September, but it got canceled due to the weather. I already sent out the link last week. Please make sure that you email and respond to the Eventbrite. We only have a certain number of spots available for the drive-in movie that's going to happen on October 27th. Don't forget, students, the grading period is coming to an end. October 27th is the last day of the first grading period and also our drive-in. Students, if you have not been successful with turning in your assignments, it's very important that you get those assignments into your teachers. Don't forget, we need for you to take attendance. We're having a lot of issues with attendance. If you have questions about how to do it, please reference the folder or email your teachers. Don't forget, homeroom is town hall. You must take attendance for home and town hall in all of your classes. Don't forget, for your asynchronous days, once you complete that assignment and turn it into your teachers, you must click your attendance in Infinite Campus. For all of your live sessions, you must take attendance as well. Now there's a trick to that. If you hop on and then you get off and you click attendance, your teacher is going to go back into Infinite Campus and correct that. Let me say that again. If you are taking attendance for your live classes and A, you're not there, the teacher is going to correct it. B, you hop on and hop off, your teacher is going to correct it. if the level of participation is not there. So let's say I join Mrs. Roberson's class, third period, but my camera has been off the whole time. I haven't answered her for attendance. I'm not participating. You're absent from that class. You need to participate. You need to have your camera on. I've said it multiple times about these bonnets, about students laying in the bed, about students having covers over. Parents, I need your help to make sure that your child is engaged every single day in our live sessions. We have a lot of students that are not engaged. They're coming on, but the camera is off. They're not participating. They're laying in the bed. They're doing all types of things. Still got their hands tied up, bonnets and it all. It's not appropriate, because if they were here in school, they would not have a bonnet on their head. They would not have a blanket in class. They would not be laying down. They would not have a hood on. Please make sure that your child is in a space that they can be productive and engaged in their live Zoom classes. And most importantly, don't forget, we are a uniform school. All students, no exceptions, must be in the proper dress code come November 9th if we come back to school on that date. Button-up collar shirt, no logo of any kind, white, navy blue, light baby blue, Oxford bottoms for boys and girls, khaki, navy and black, no cargo pants or shorts, no joggers, no leggings, no jeggings, no jeans, no sweatpants. They must be in the proper uniform at all times. Outerwear jackets are not allowed. Sweaters with hoodies are not allowed. Drawstring bags, jean jackets, athletic jackets, none of that is allowed. Please make sure you are planning ahead so your child can come back and be the best scholar they can be when we come back in this hybrid model. Don't forget, parents, the grading period is ending. We need your help to make sure that your child is being successful this first quarter. And remember, everyone achieves, no exceptions, no excuses. Have a great week.